And we're back here with Kirk Westwood. This is my first music video director, my second music video director, and he's one of my best friends from this past decade. The date is September 11th, 2024. I think it's important we start off here and we take a moment of silence for all of our fallen Americans from September 11th, 2001. Okay, Kirk, welcome.
Where were you on September 11th?
It's crazy. 9/11 is actually my first memory.
Okay.
Just because I was born in 97, but I was at daycare and it was weird because, you go in the morning and I remember playing outside, but they pulled us inside quick. And then my mom showed up.
And you were in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. It was kind of like outside. I was in South Central, a place called Somerset, Pennsylvania. It's kind of in between Pittsburgh and Shanksville. And basically mom comes, she shows up. She starts like watching the TV, and I just remember her like screaming, like, "It's not a movie! It's not a movie!" I thought we were gonna go or like leave early, and like then we saw the second plane hit. Then the one plane went down in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and like it was like Red Dawn. Have you ever seen Red Dawn? That's how I felt as a kid. Like, whoa, what's really happening? But it truly is. It was like my first memory.
Swayze, not Hemsworth, just so we're clear. On Red Dawn, but yeah, I was in Saudi Arabia.
Wait, really?
I was.
I thought okay, maybe it was Jeff who was. I thought you were here at the time. Or in my head.
My house was here. I was in Saudi Arabia.
You were in
Jeff
Saudi
was here.
Arabia.
Jeff was here.
Okay.
I was in Saudi Arabia. My dad was a diplomat there, and I was visiting. I was supposed to be there for a week, and I landed on September 10th. Needless to say, they didn't let me leave after a week, so I was stranded in Saudi for a couple of months. But yeah, I landed on September 10th. So everyone talks about it being 9 a.m. It was 4 o'clock in the afternoon for me. It was
that's a big deal. I remember my mom just always saying it was a Tuesday morning. It was a beautiful morning, open sky, like the way she used to describe. And I collect newspapers, and I got a lot of the 9/11 newspapers and like the Time magazine. There's just a lot of literature at the time in the way they documented stuff before the internet, and the way just news and media was. It's different, and I have a lot of that shit still from my grandparents and from my mom. And like, I'd say it's one of the key pillar foundational memories for me as a Pennsylvanian, as an American. Like,
so that's your first memory overall.
First memory in life. Like, I really can't recount much of any. My next memory is 2003, when my sister was like born, right around the time when she was born. She was born in 2003 though, so. Yeah, and I guess Big Ben, that was 2004. Big Ben took the Steelers to Super Bowl. Like, I remember that. Like, but I really can't ever remember anything like pre 9/11. Yeah.
That's funny. So yours is 9/11. Jeff's is the Challenger explosion.
Wow, how old was he?
He would have been 6.
Okay, same type time period.
And then I was born in 82, so I'm 2 years younger than Jeff. But I have like flashes of memories of going to like Disney World when I was 3. Like, I remember certain things, but my first real memory is 89, the Berlin Wall coming down.
Wow.
So it's just kind of interesting. The three of us
have such a monumental.
Were these big, like, huge events. So yeah, I mean, again, I do have like little scattered memories. Like, I kind of remember the house that we lived in on that street, and I remember the bush. But the first memory that I was like, oh my gosh, the first, like, what we call a narrative memory, which is different than experiential.
I never knew. I was gonna say, what do we call that first memory? It's called a narrative.
So like dogs, for example, have experiential memory, not narrative memory. Most animals have all mammals have experiential memory. What humans differentiate humans, as far as we can tell, is we're the only ones that have narrative memory, which is to say a dog will be like, I don't do that. That hurts. But they don't remember there was that one time that this happened, being able to
chronologically.
So yeah, I have lots of experiential memories from younger, but my first narrative memory where I can say this happened and this happened and this happened and this happened was the Berlin Wall coming down.
You can identify yourself too.
Yeah.
Or like, you can just be like, I'm a human. I'm staying, you know what I mean? Like, you at least identify with that. No, they're pretty different, pretty crazy. Especially Challenger being, it's funny, I rewatched it explode the other day, just because the SpaceX thing. You hear about SpaceX? Yeah. That's crazy.
What about it specifically?
They're sending 4 people into the depths of I think it's a meteor field.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, further than anyone's ever gone before. But the best, coolest, biggest, baddest part about it, like the CEO, like the guy behind it, the bajillionaire funding it, he's on the ship. Like, he believes in his product.
So here's my question for you, and First off, cool, awesome, wonderful. Yes, they're sending 4 civilians up. That worked really well with the Titanic 2 years ago.
Well, but that was like, I'd say that's different. SpaceX is now saving Uncle Sam. They're saving Boeing. They're saving everyone's ass. And behind all the scenes, they're like holding it. Like SpaceX, I think, is way, 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 way farther along than Ocean Atlantic or whatever.
I can't remember what it was called either. Like,
something oceanic.
Yeah.
But that's why we can't even remember what it was called. Like they're using a fucking Xbox 360 controller to go down there. SpaceX, it's like you got MacBooks or you got Elon, you got
Pretty
your
sure
Tesla
that is
stuff.
what Steve Jobs envisioned for him. Is that?
Yeah, nah. I mean, SpaceX just I don't know. I think it's a
I
different.
don't disagree.
I don't think anything bad's gonna, like, knock on wood, but I actually think they're gonna like walk the walk, so to speak. I always look at SpaceX kind of like Tom Brady, but I don't look at Tesla that way because I'm in the car business. Like
What's your beef with Tesla?
It's kind of like Apple versus PC with the plugins and all that stuff.
Okay.
They're not compatible, and it's not a stable system. At any point in time, pricing can change. They can do what they want. They can change this. They can change that. They can pull software. How could you pull a car's capability or performance? That bugs me. I hate the shit. The speedometer things to the right. Now I know in their newer models. I know. I saw Nate. I know my manager. He put on a story once a Tesla rental. He had some car. It was a sedan, but I remember it had the dash where it should, or where I like it, where I prefer it. But I guess I just never. It was kind of like an Android. The way I love Apple products,
Sure.
Tesla to me has always just felt like an Android.
Okay.
I wouldn't say any car dealer guys, none of us really care for. Like, dude, I own 2 EVs. I have ID4s for Volkswagen. These fucking things are amazing. I've actually, like, I don't just say that because I own it. I joke all the time that, like, I never buy another Volkswagen, but, like, I pay credit where it's due. They have not really broken down or fucked up. I'd say another thing that sucks with these EVs in general, but specifically Tesla, these batteries are too heavy. It'd be blowing your tires. Like, you have no idea how many Tesla people I trade out of cars because their tires blow. And then when I go to sell the Tesla, so they blow. It's too heavy, and they design it not necessarily with it in mind, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan. My wife has issues with her tires.
She has Tesla?
She's not blowing tires. No, she has an EV. All EVs are just, the battery weighs so much.
Yeah.
So much. And it's like, so it's heavier, but Tesla is like kind of OD. They take it another level. Like what? And it's bad. Nate, how many tires you blowing on your Tesla? Oh, I wish he was. Damn. Yeah, so, because multiple. Is what he would have said if he was here.
Okay.
But yeah.
I want to try to blow your mind real quick.
Blow me.
Okay. No.
No homo. No homo. But blow my mind.
Okay.
That my mind was saying that.
So real quick, what if I told you Tesla's not a car company? So
yeah, I see that.
The big problem with a lot of this stuff is that when we start talking branding, which we weren't, but let me segue into branding. If we start talking about, we are so consumer minded as the consumers, we try, and again, back to my experiential versus narrative memory, we as people try to put everything into a category. We're like, hey, it has 4 wheels. It gets me from point A to point B. Must be a car. Let me take it out of that. And I pull up an app on my phone. I say I want to ride. A car pulls up. I go from A to B. It is an Uber or it's a Lyft. What if I told you?
I took an Uber here.
Right. I took an Uber here as well. What if I told you that Uber and Lyft aren't competitors? They don't offer the same service.
What's the difference?
That's a very good question. What does Uber do? What can you use Uber for?
Transportation. Actually, way more now though. I was peeping. It said rental because I just dropped my car off. I just totaled my beams. It was so sick. I got a trip at 2 a.m. last night. Arlington, North Patrick Henry Drive. Bang! Dropped that shit off on the way here. Took an Uber here. But when I was in the Uber app, groceries. You could deliver an item. You can rent a car. There was like a lot. I was like, damn, like short of a hooker. Like basically is what.
Give them time.
Give them time. Like seriously, I was like, whoa, Uber, crazy.
This car comes equipped with someone in the back.
What's that? Did you see the Joseph Gordon-Levitt show about how Uber started?
Yeah.
This is like season 2, season 3, season 4. Here we go. Like,
okay, so all the things you're talking about are logistics.
Yeah,
Uber,
yeah.
Uber,
Whoa, that's crazy.
So Uber
you're
is
right.
a logistics company. It's your personal logistics.
So what's Lyft? Transportation.
Close. If you look at their core premise, the reason they exist, Uber wants to be your everything. They want to be your Swiss Army
Like a bank. Like a bank wants all your finances. They want your auto, your home, your savings.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, USAA will do your home insurance, your car insurance.
It's like Wells Fargo. Together we go far.
Exactly.
They hit you everywhere.
The whole point is to USAA is Uber is a global logistics company. We'll handle it for you. Their purpose was to handle it for you, to make your life easier in some capacity. Lyft's customer is planet Earth. Lyft wants to take cars off of the road. Lyft is a car matching service so they can get cars off the road. Lyft doesn't have Lyft Eats, not because they don't want the money. They're not a money-based company.
Wait, what's their goal? You're saying they want less cars on the road.
They want
Why?
less cars on the road.
Is it an environmental thing?
Yeah.
No shit. Was it like Leo behind it? Some big environmentalist behind it?
I don't actually know the answer to that.
I wonder who's behind it.
It's I don't know that it is a cause to that nature, but my point is that Lyft, and I know this because for the record, while I was in grad school getting my degree in this stuff, the head of Lyft branding came in and was sitting and talking to us, and it was blowing people's minds. They were like, "Yeah, Uber's not our competitor. They're Uber. I mean, we're competing with them, and they're trying to get more cars on the road." Mm-hmm. And like, we don't want Lyft Eats. We tried it very briefly, and then we realized it was just not our brand. We don't want these things. We don't want to. So from a customer standpoint, the experience is the same. I pull up my phone, I go, but their reasoning, their why they're doing it is different. So now back to the Tesla. You and every other car guy don't like Teslas. What if I told you that's because Teslas aren't cars?
No, yeah, it's definitely a car made for like not
squares,
not squares, but like it's not Fuck made you. For anyway, cars. No, it's definitely a car made for like oh, I feel bad, Nate. How many tires your Tesla blown?
3.
Didn't I say it'd be a multiple number?
You did.
Yeah, 3. That's what I'm saying. Like 3. It's like that's all I'm just saying. Like, damn, like people look at me like I'm a fucking scammer. That sounds like a scam. Like, bro, I sell Toyota, the most reliable product in the world as of 2023.
I totally agree.
Again,
my dream car. Look at me like I'm a square. My dream car is a Toyota Sienna.
There we go, baby. That was my fucking Uber on the way here. You know, I was
Toyota Sienna, man. I don't care what you say. It's awesome. I love it. It's a minivan. I don't care. Yes, I have children. That's not why. Our customers would agree.
We have like people.
The only minivan with all-wheel drive.
Bro, people paying markups on those still. 5 to 10K. It's crazy. Like 5 to 10K over MSRP. Still on Teslas, or not on Teslas, not Teslas, on the Siennas. I mean,
so but here, check this out though. Why do you like Apple products so much?
Because of the UI, user interface.
Interesting.
It was so comfortable when I was a kid, and like, oh my god, and I was obsessed with Steve Jobs. The first book I ever truly read was Walter Isaacson his biography.
Okay,
and like it just like. Steve Jobs was it for me for a couple of years. And I was a youngin' before the trap, like when it was like the literature trap of like for my brain and books. It was like, yeah, man, Steve Jobs really, when I used his products and then like read his book, I was like, oh my God. Like when he would say how he thought of certain things and then like getting to use the feature on the product. And like I was poor, and so like getting it was like that's like what my like Nikes were or what people love of shoes.
Yeah,
that's how it started. But once I read that fucking book, I'm surprised I don't have an Apple tattoo like that.
Actually,
ass.
For the record, so am I.
Yeah.
Coming to a tattoo parlor near you.
Sean Bowe, shout out.
So here's my question. So let's not talk the Apple versus the iPhone versus Android. Let's talk the Dell or the IBM versus Apple, like 1978. What was the difference between an Apple computer and a Mac?
Apple's all in one. PC wanted people to go. They're these hobbyists, and they were all together, all in one. And like you couldn't get like a printer, and like if you wanted to do something, you had to go build it. You had to know how to build a computer. Right. Steve Jobs was like, nah, fuck that. Like he wanted like kids to be.
Notice how you just did it again. You went straight to the experience. You went to the customer side.
Yeah.
Not the creator side. What was the difference? Steve was
putting crazy shit in there too. I think on the parts under the hood, like he was, I know, like building $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 computer. Like he bankrupt Next. I think the second company he had, like I know he was just dumping bread into it. Like, nah, we want the best of the best. Get out. Like, I'm assuming because of the customer experience.
Nope.
Why?
Apple has never once been a computer company. Never in its
not in the history. To your point. Okay.
Back to my point.
Yeah.
Apple has never sold a computer in its existence.
What is his big? Damn, I'm trying to think. What would his core idea have been?
Still is. Even Steve Jobs' ghost is still
He thinks different. What is that?
You actually just touched on it.
Yeah.
Think different.
Think different.
It's disruption.
Disruption. Okay.
Before the Apple computer, he was selling
before
the Apple. Yeah, well, actually, we'll get to that. Before the Apple computer, he was selling boxes from his dorm room and getting in trouble for it.
The phone thing, right? The phone thing,
because he wanted to topple Ma Bell.
Facts. Oh, this motherfucker! You're right.
And then he moved to computers because he wanted to topple IBM.
So all these tech companies, Steve, you're right.
We started off with Ma
You're
Bell.
blowing my mind right now.
Then
I thought I knew
IBM.
everything about Steve Jobs.
And then he moved on to iTunes to.
So he just was,
to
let me disrupt the music market. Wow,
music market.
Man, what if we could
and
bring
then he
him
went
back?
back to phones.
When we fucked the phone market. Wow, they're not a tech company. He's a disruption company.
He is not a tech company. And so all these.
So what do you think they're going to disrupt with AI?
Hold on one second. So we have all these Android people. They're like, oh my gosh, these people, these stupid like Apple, blah blah blah. It's like the Android is a better phone. Yes, it is. The Android has cameras way better. You are correct.
You are.
You're arguing with someone who's not arguing. The iPhone is not a better phone at all. There is not a single metric in which the iPhone is better. And I have one. I have an Apple Watch. I have a MacBook over there. Mm-hmm. He sells curated experiences for people who want to disrupt. He makes things more creative, more accessible.
Trying to disrupt the market, here you need this product to disrupt the market. You're right. You can't do anything without a fucking Mac, bro. When I'm making my shit for music now, the AirDrop, the Boom Bat,
it's all disruption.
And it streamlines my disruption.
So now let's
it makes it possible.
So now let's go back to Tesla. You don't like Tesla because you're a car guy, but if you take a step back,
Tesla's not a car company.
Tesla's not a car company.
Wow, that was an 18-minute loop there.
I told you I'd get you back.
Damn.
Tesla has never once been a car company. Wow. PayPal was trying to
I get too high and forget. You should.
Elon.
He said, I told you I'd take you back.
Elon Musk. I'm not trying to compare Elon Musk to Steve Jobs, other than I'm about to. Elon Musk is doing the same thing. For his first real company was PayPal, and it was just a way to.
Was he in PayPal? I love PayPal.
So Elon Musk is doing is kind of following the Steve Jobs model. Again, they're not one's super liberal, one's super conservative. I'm not comparing their ideals at all.
I thought about PayPal. I saw something with eBay. I remember reading it in the social network, the book. Like I just remember Facebook or somebody Peter Thiel had something to do with PayPal. I thought.
Maybe.
I'm
bad with
what
names.
did Elon do?
I probably wrote a check, but I mean, Elon Musk has had hands in whether or not you like the Tesla.
Saying he's a disruptor, or what is his?
He's disruption.
Yo, I hope and then back to space. Yo, I hope he disrupts the space shit. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Like, so whether or not you like Tesla,
is saving Uncle Sam right now. We fucking save everyone, and now he is saving Uncle. Same thing about how that works. America's the best. We always save everyone's ass in every movie and every damn shit. Like, and now SpaceX is saving us. Like, I mean, Boeing. I wouldn't have used the Boeing to get up there. That's a different story.
You are literally cheering for the Empire in Star Wars right now. You're like, screw that Luke Skywalker guy. Yeah. You are cheering for the Empire right now. We are better than all the other planets. Screw those smugglers and nerf herders. We are the best. That's what you just said.
I love America, bro. Like I do. Like I love our country. I feel like
so do I.
Is fact.
I mean,
like I
said,
nobody's perfect, but somebody's always the best.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're just happy that it's you.
Ding, ding, ding.
No, absolutely. People have a lot of shit to talk about Jeff Bezos. People have a lot of shit to talk about Elon Musk. People have a lot of shit to talk about all these big guys. And what they don't like is that they've come in and they've been disruptive to something.
You make me write a song. Sorry to interrupt you. I love this word and this idea.
Disruptor?
I thought we were about to talk about movies. And now you're talking about these are the people, I was obsessed with these people when I was a kid though. Cause I just I felt like that. I relate hard to that. What you're saying.
Richard Branson's my favorite.
Oh my God,
The Virgin Way.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
If you liked Steve Jobs' book, you need to read The Virgin Way. It's Richard Branson's autobiography. Back when pre-pandemic, when Glass River had a much bigger team behind it, I offered anyone who read the book $100. So it was like, I'll buy the book, and if you read this book, I'll give you $100.
Wow.
Not because I was thought it was bad or what. I was like, I want you to read this, but I can't have you do that on company time. So I'll tell you what, I'll buy you the book. So I bought a bunch of them, had it in the office. If you read it, come back, we'll talk about it. I'll give you $100. Just because I thought it was so valuable, the information he talks about in The Virgin Way.
Is that the one? Does this have a pink and pink and a green cover?
Not the one I had, but I've seen a couple different printings that had different covers, so it might.
Okay, I have one at home, and I don't know if it's that one though. I gotta like really. I only know because I moved. Did I tell you about that shit?
You move like every 10 minutes.
No, but bro, I was here for like what 18 months, 19 months. This last place.
You say that like that's a long time.
Like it's like a long
I did my stint at that address. I did my time.
I did my stint. Yo, this shit was kind of like, but I don't. I'm not gonna go into why we're leaving, but we took a negative, we turned it positive. Because when you hit shit with optimism, like that's like one of my core principles. Like kill them with kindness, like hit it with optimism. But like we took a big negative and just like found a better place, better fiscally, higher ceiling, fireplace, top floor. Bigger balcony.
Where are you moving?
It's called Fairland. It's
like,
kind of near.
Where is it?
It's Silver Spring near like Silver Spring like area. Okay. But no, it's pretty tight. It's pretty tight. Like I'm excited. And I had to pack up my movies and the books. Holy moly! I had like 3 boxes like this high of movies and books. Actually, it was crazy, but I was so happy. No, to get them going. But I wanted to ask you. I have your book on my shelf. Tell me about your book, man.
My book is called The Very Best Bad Idea. So, let me ask you a question. Let me ask all the viewers at home. Comment below,
please.
What's that idea? You might have been 4. You might have been 14. It might have been last week. And you went to your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your partner, your best friend. You went to your boss, your mentor, whoever. You went to them and you're like, I have an idea. I have an idea.
I love it. You have to say nothing.
Ronan's awesome.
Number 1, bro. You have to say something. Bang.
So you had this idea and you went to your mom, your dad, or whatever, and you were like, Mom, I have this idea. Cars powered by spaghetti.
Bang.
And just like you've done actually on this podcast today, you immediately go to the user, you immediately go to the problem, you immediately go to the experience, you immediately you immediately are like, well, sweetheart, that's cute, but what you're not thinking about is this, and this. And we thrive as a culture, cancel culture and everything. We thrive on pointing out, well, sure, he helped the economy and he helped millions of people, but did you hear that he's a mean person? Well, we can't support him. He's a mean person. Mm-hmm. Like we immediately poke holes to invalidate. We immediately, and I mean, whatever political candidate there is, one side says, forget all of these things, they're a that. Forget her awesomeness, she's a woman. Forget all of his awesome, he cheats on his taxes. We do this with ideas, but we do it on a much more malicious, much more small. And why it's malicious is because we think we're being nice.
Yeah,
someone comes to you, come in, you're like
they just shit on your shit.
You're like, you come in, you're like, oh, I have the best idea, Dad. I wrote it in crayon and construction paper. I am going to become president, and they'll say, well, it's mostly politics and money. It's not this. It's not whatever the idea is. I promise, a person you love, a person you respected, and a person that loved and respected you talked you out of it very quickly. So fast that you might not even have noticed.
I like how you just said that. They talked you out of it very quickly. Very quickly.
And it's because you went in and you're like, you go to your manager and you're like, Nate, I got this idea. We're doing an entire music video on rhinos. And he goes, well, Johnny, that's awesome. How high are you right now? Because where are you even going to get a rhino? The zoo won't even let you in anymore. Like, like the zoo has completely, like, there's a picture of you at the zoo. They won't, where are we even going to do that? So instead of saying, how do we make that work? Or like, instead of going, okay, now walk me through this, like real rhinos, or instead of making it work, instead of helping you push it immediately, our knee-jerk cognitive reaction is to go, stop smoking, Johnny. That makes no freaking sense.
True.
So the very best bad idea is celebrating the exact opposite of that. It from a managerial standpoint, it goes, when someone raises their hand at a meeting and goes, but what about, instead of saying, hey, Steve, shut up, like the adults are talking, Steve raised his hand, man, and he said something out loud in front of people.
In the car business, I've seen people go, Steve, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
If you ask a stupid question, get the fuck out of here.
You're like,
go. Pack your desk. Like, it's crazy how it could be. Sometimes, It is trial by combat. It is absolutely executioner mindset. It is, you brought a bad idea to the table, so this table is not for you anymore. Pack your shit. Their mindset's, you kill a prisoner, you You take control of the prison. You re-illustrate that you control the prison. That's like their justification.
Right. And what we need to do
Yeah,
is the inmates are running the asylum.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because here's the thing, every idea, and you heard me, and people come at me for this one. Every idea comes from logic. You're like, no, some people are stupid. That's right. It's their logic. I didn't say it was right. But your brain, again, back to my narrative versus experiential memory, your brain works in a very specific way. Neurotypical, neurodivergent, even the divergencies we have are somewhat predictable, depending on the person, when someone arrives at an idea, it was their arrival of lots of disparate ideas, experiences, thoughts, and they raise their hand and they say, hey, but what if we do a music video where I'm riding a rhino? And here's the thing. Right now I'm thinking, no, seriously, Johnny, can we have a serious conversation? Instead of going,
you actually do. Now that I think about it, or especially early on, you are the definition of your book because, like, damn, like, I haven't gotten to, like, truly finish getting through it. I have started it, but damn, you do too.
So let's talk about
now
the
that I
bird.
think about that, like, when we've storyboarded and shit, anytime I would say something even off the wall, you just still almost write it and then write it out. And, like, it's crazy how you don't shoot ideas down. You, like, pour water up on those
my
bitches
favorite phrase
and like, grow them up.
I have two phrases that run this business, two of them. One of this is, okay, everyone listen, I have a terrible idea.
Yeah. Yo, I've heard you say that so many
Everyone
times.
listen, hold on. I have got a terrible idea.
We're gonna burn a house down.
So the second one is, why are you thinking so small?
Yeah.
The other one is like, hold on, stop, wait.
So
why are you thinking so small? So let's talk about the Burbs. In the Burbs, we did the biggest controlled burn in 2017. We built a house to light it. We built a house in the George Mason parking lot so that we could burn it down.
Bam.
Video releasing soon.
Actually, Dale, I wish I had my fucking lighter up here.
We built a house so that we could burn it down. Do you even know the story of how that came to be?
I remember, let me think about it. I remember I wasn't there. We were working on Office Space. We were talking about the bits of smashing, like the printer, the computer.
Yep.
And I remember not being present, but it was between you and Lori.
Correct.
And at some point, somebody said something about burning a house down.
Nope.
No. Okay. How was it?
You were right on line.
Like
you were
there.
Okay. So we were talking about exactly that. We were going to build this thing, and then you were like, come in and smash it all up because we needed to tear the world down. And Lori was like, well, okay, we're not doing this. I understand. I just want to get it out there. We're not doing it. I'm not suggesting it. And she's super defensive, which we all do. She's like, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. But wouldn't it be cool if, like, while he was smashing shit up, like, the walls came tumbling down, like Jericho? Like, what if we had all the walls coming down? And I stopped and I was like, why are you thinking so small?
Oh,
and she goes, wait, I was like, what if they didn't fall down? What if they burst into flames? And she's like, whoa, Kirk, seriously. I was like, no, seriously. I was like, we find some farmer who has a field. We buy some drywall. We build it up we build a room. We shoot it so you can't see it. I get some lighter fluid and we light the shit on fire. For the record, that's not what we did. Like,
how we did. Fuck it. We
federal inspections.
Legit as fuck.
It got out of
Before the feds came down on me, we were right there.
Oh my gosh. There was 3 different fire marshals on our set. We did it right.
You had feds on the set. You had cops on the set too, bro.
We had cops. We had 3 different fire departments. We had 2 different fire marshals and a federally licensed pyrotechnician.
And insurance.
Oh my gosh, the insurance.
Yeah,
we did it right. But it all started it went from you and a baseball bat and a printer
the walls of
to Lori saying,
picture that. I never heard that line of it,
let's push the walls down. So that he's like, let's not just have it be a printer and him bashing up a printer. Let's have the walls fall down. I was like, no, let's burn the world down. And that's how it came about. Because here's the thing. Yes, we have mission creep and that's a real thing. And yes, things can go wildly off, but true innovation, true great ideas were almost always someone's very best bad idea first.
Very true.
Think about, if all your friends jumped off a cliff, would you say that was a good idea? Think about parachuting for a second. At some point, somebody said, I'm going to jump out of this airplane with a bed sheet on my back.
I think about that shit on some stuff like, damn, whoever like first started doing like this
bungee jumping. I'm going to jump off this bridge.
Who the hell
with
did
a
that and
bungee
became the official person of like those wild shits? Like, yeah.
when you start looking
and
Felix
this.
Baumgartner and Jeb Corliss, I'm just naming Red Bull athletes at this point, but like
the dude who did the jump from the
Felix
capsule,
Baumgartner.
they put that shit up in Udvar-Hazy, the
Did they?
Smithsonian.
I wanna go see
Yeah.
that.
They got you can get like damn. I touched it. I
Really?
touched that bitch. I fucking reached out. I touched it. I could say it. Yeah.
He's right here, guys. I can get his address.
Bang.
Like,
but no, yeah, it's crazy. It's there.
but these are someone like let's even go smaller than that. We invented the bicycle. Cool. We made the bicycle.
We invented the airplane.
Right. No,
Brazil.
just staying with the bicycle. Someone was like,
invented the
I'm
airplane.
going to take this bicycle really fast and jump it off this roof. Like, all of these were terrible ideas. I don't mean just making the bike. The second there was a bike, then someone was like, I can jump the house with it. But you could get hurt. But I might not.
But I might not. You're
And
right.
there's this scene in, have you ever seen the movie, to take it over movies, have you ever seen the Kevin Hart and Dwayne The Rock Johnson movie,
Ride
Central
Along?
Central Intelligence?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this scene that it's like the embodiment of the inside of my head. Every day, all day, the inside of there's the scene when Kevin Hart is telling The Rock that he's out. He's like, I'm out. I'm not doing this. I'm out. I'm out. And he's like, well, thank you, Jet. I appreciate your ability to come and have this open communication with me. But for you to get out, first you have to get in. And it's the two of them fighting. But he's like, no, I want out. He's like, no, we can do it. And then he's like, and then at the end of the scene, he goes, okay, I got an idea. Probably going to kill us both. But if it works, it's going to be a dope story. You win? He's like, no. He's like, cool. And then he does it. And I was like,
cool.
That is the inside of my head all the day. He's like, this isn't going to work. It's going to fail miserably. I'm probably going to die.
It's like
but if it works, it's going to be a dope story.
It's like the other guy is like,
yeah,
like aim for the bushes. Yeah. See? Yeah, it's so true. Other guys goes the other way, but I see what you're saying.
No, it's just,
yeah.
It's so we have all, if you're an adult, if you're a child, at some point you have came with an idea that you were really proud of, like Lori it's like, okay, guys, okay. I know this is crazy, but what if the walls fell down? And I was like, I will see your walls falling down and I will raise you first we light them on fire.
Yeah.
And so there's a scene in that music video where you push it forward and it falls down and it's you and Arsenal standing there.
Yeah.
That's the original shot that Lori wanted. And then we just decided to light it on fire as well. Because here's the thing. When someone comes up with an idea that you think that is absolutely crazy, prove them right. I could have easily said, Lori, what are you talking about? There's so much money. There's so many problems. It's so much.
No flames.
No.
It's crazy.
Or we could have gone even, I said, no, we're just gonna do the Office Space. We're just gonna have Johnny out in a field hitting some things with a baseball bat. It's an homage. People will like it. We don't need all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I'm not saying you don't need to rein it in. At one of my current clients, I was talking to them and I was pitching things and they're like, whoa, you need to dial it back. And I was like, no, I'm the kite. You're the string. I can't be both. My job is to fly as high as I can. Your job is to keep a string on me. A kite makes a really shitty string, and a kite without a string just falls flat.
Thanks.
I'm the kite. You're the string. I can't be both.
What about the wind?
Air is always moving. The wind is there. Get up high enough.
This is why I love Kirk. He always has a lot of, he always has a comeback, you know?
The wind is always there. There's always market change. There's always opportunities. You got to find the wind. The wind is always there. But I'm the kite. My job is to pull as hard as I can.
Find the wind.
Find the wind. That's finding the wind's the kite's job.
That's funny as shit.
Yeah.
Burps for me was crazy because I remember the moment they told it to me. You guys told me it. I was working at Starbucks, like making some drinks.
Yep.
You and your caramel macchiato, your iced caramel macchiato.
Is that what I drank?
Yeah, those you
Nope.
cheat. I
wasn't drinking coffee at that time. It was the Tazo iced tea.
Oh yeah, I do remember getting
Extra
you a bunch
bitter
of
Tazo
teas.
tea.
I'm trying to think though. I guess it was Jeff. Maybe
Must have
the
been. Yeah, I didn't
macchiato,
drink
Jeff
coffee
and
till
Lori.
2022.
Facts.
No,
And like I just remember hearing the story first, trying to really think back. No, like I remember being in my apron. I remember being behind the bar, and I remember being just like, I'm gonna go ahead and get this pee. Like I'm gonna go ahead and like order like more weed. Like fuck, I'm gonna have to like start like damn. Like I was like trapping, but like a little low. Or it was a great time. It was a great time. You trappers out there know what I'm talking about. Now that PAC's legal, we can truly talk about this. The fucking weed market. It's like TVs. You remember how TVs used to be thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars?
Yeah.
I first moved here to the DMV. I was getting like $60, $70, $80 an eighth or an egg. is what a lot of people will say. Kobe, some people say around here as well. Motherfucking, that shit's like $25 now, $20 now.
So a third the price.
Weed market came in, and these dispensaries and the legalness of it came in, and bang. Anyone who was smoking before.
For the record, that's what they've been saying about the war on drugs the whole time. It's like if you legalized it, it'll completely just destroy the illegal market. Case in point.
It worked. But like, yo, I'm cool. I'm proud to say, like, I smoked weed before it was legal. Yo, I caught my charge.
You're such a hipster.
Yeah, for real. Facts. For real, bro. For real. No cap. And it's like a I just remember being like, yo, like I'm gonna bust some more swerves. Like I just remember thinking, and then I was seeing you guys like every other day or weekly, like always just trying to network. Once I met them, I remember being like, fuck, oh, we shot Midnight Robbers first.
We did shoot Midnight
so
Robbers
like
first.
I was really, that's why I was seeing you all the time at that point.
Yeah.
Robbers took time when we storyboarded. We took months in theory on both, but like I feel like we took longer on Robbers than Burbs in a way. Maybe. Or maybe it was just like how the flow was because I was more involved the second time.
I think you were more involved
the
second time.
Yeah. I had no idea how it worked.
Midnight Robbers was also a really simple concept. It was Robert Palmer. It was like,
Robert Palmer. Can I just say, because like you used to clown me when I was a kid. I was 17. I've known Kirk for a decade now, but like he used to clown. He still clowns me. That's why I love it though, because he is a media culture and an idea chasing coach. He fucking gets on your ass. Same way Nate, my manager, gets on my ass. Like, Johnny, you didn't post yesterday. Or yo, we got to do this. Or yo, you got to do that. Don't do that. Like, I don't feel bad when he says no on something. It's not emotional, but like I need accountability personally. It's just like my ADHD, my personality. For some reason, when some other people are involved, whether it's my partner or whether it's my coworkers or like people like you guys, coaches, it makes me feel so much more accountable versus when it's just me on my own.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
like
I am not self-accountable at all.
I don't get as far, like I'm doing better now because my wife and I are really pushing each other. We do this move shit, and like, kid you not, dog, we were up till like 3-4 a.m. Like we were there at Silver Diner till
Would
it
you
closed,
have been asleep?
2 a.m. and then we went.
Whoa,
home.
hold on. When did Silver Diner start closing?
In Rockville. Out in Rockville, it closes at 2 a.m.
This is a travesty. Fix this shit, Silver
COVID.
Diner.
It's like fucking Walmart. Open Walmart is back 24/7, dog. What the fuck? COVID took the hours away, and then COVID went away, and then like the shit never like
This offends me.
Yeah, they never bought the 24/7.
Silver Diner. Okay. I have been at 3 o'clock at Silver Diner.
Call Yoit Van Geis. Yoit. Right? Or Yoke. What's that guy's name? Hold on. I can think of Ipe. I-P-E. I saw it on the menu last night. IPE, the dude with the spiky white hair on the menu. It's him and his little partner. Somebody call this man. Get these locations.
I kid you not, man.
I would be there, bro.
Silver Diner in Springfield.
Silver Diner's the best.
I have spent many a night.
I was arrested there the first time ever. Actually, Silver Diner in Springfield parking lot. It's the first time I got back.
I have spent so much time at that Silver Diner in high school. Because I went to West Springfield.
It's a monumental diner.
And so the choices that I had was Denny's in Fairfax and although I went there a lot too, or Silver Diner in Springfield.
Like great value.
Yeah. And man, I have spent so much time at that Silver Diner.
Damn. No, but I mean, so we were at Silver Diner. I was at Silver Diner. They closed at 2. Let's see. I went home. Oh, and then we put on Tim Burton Batman because I showed my wife. Oh, by then, this is why. This is something I've been wanting to talk about.
Well, let's do it.
Beetlejuice. If you haven't seen it, go see it. I'm not going to do any spoilers. Actually, I'll say one thing. It's better than the original.
It is absolutely better than the original.
Thank you. I'm so glad you fucking agree. Everyone's looked at me and been like, really? This rarely happens. Bad Boys 2 for me. What's a movie for you? The second's better than the first? Maybe Spider-Man 2. I love you.
Twisters was better than Twister.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Twisters was better than Twister.
Are there any others here? I don't think there's any other
I think
sequels.
I liked both Analyze This and
what about any of these?
Batman and Batman is better than Batman Returns, but there's only 2 movies in that because the other 2 didn't exist.
We put on Batman and Robin last
Don't
night.
say things that you can't unsay. You intentionally watched that atrocity. That hurts my feelings.
Wait, no, for Uma Thurman. I wanted to show my wife.
Care.
I wanted to show my wife Poison Ivy.
There are so many.
I showed her the kissing power.
Watch Kill Bill, man. There are better ways to watch Uma Thurman than Batman and Robin.
It's just she had never seen this Uma Thurman,
and you cursed her. She can't unsee it. She was living a perfectly happy existence. I saw this
movie so many times as a kid, Kirk. Let me tell you, I never picked up on the when they're putting their clothes on. It's like belt. gun, or like little
Nipples.
baby, and then it's like ass, cock. My wife was like, ooh.
Holy rusted metal, Batman. What did you say?
I was
This
like,
rusted metal
what
is
the
very holy.
fuck?
This movie is a travesty.
I
and your
never
wife was living happy, having never seen it. And she is now a lesser person.
Joel
And that is on you.
Schumacher, thank you.
He's dead.
Yo, dude, it was so funny, bro. Like we made it all the way to the Poison Ivy parts, and like that's really when she was like, "Okay, I want to watch it," but it was like 4:30, and then I was like, "Yo, we got to be up off the early tomorrow, bro." We had to sleep, but like, yeah,
If I was
it
your
was
wife,
a
I
good
would never
start.
forgive you.
That shit was so funny. I was like, I just remembered certain very small, like you said, like earlier about the experience memories and the narrative memories. I had like a light little breadcrumbs of narrative memories when I was seeing the colors and like the Robin symbol, and I was like, oh my god, I forgot Robin's actually a fucking bird. It's not his name. Like
yeah.
you sometimes you know how you have a word or something, you hear it so much, and then you like kind of forget it, and you never realize. I was like, whoa! But when I was watching it,
Do you know what that's called?
No.
Semantic satiation.
Damn, no, that's I gotta like write that down.
Semantic satiation, where you hear a word so many times it oversaturates and has lost its original meaning.
Yeah.
Semantic satiation. Semantic satiation.
I gotta add that to the vocab.
Yeah.
Maybe a song.
These little cognitive things are what I live for. Narrative versus experiential. All that shit. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's go through any of these other
Twisters
ones.
is better than Twister. Hardcore. I liked Twister a lot.
Have you seen Her?
I have seen Her.
I watched like half of it the other night and fell asleep.
I was
semi-engaged.
It's
good.
It's
all right. All right.
It's fine. It's good.
It's fine.
Yeah,
we're not gonna put it down. We're not gonna put it up.
This is hands down the most underrated Batman film
Next
ever.
Batman tat I gotta get. It's something with that. I just got the Batman car from that movie. Oh, like the
And
model.
True Batman fans.
24.
And this, I'm not trying to gatekeep true Batman fans, but if you disagree with me, you're not one. This is the only Batman movie where he is a detective.
Yes, bro. That's what I'm saying. This is
He was the
fucking
world's
movie.
greatest
So many people have been like
detective.
ragging on me and I push this one, bro. I'm so glad you pump it as much as I do.
No,
I'm
like
so glad.
Even in the Tim Burton ones. No, actually, for the record, in the Tim Burton ones, he still does some surveillance. He still does some detective work. But in all the Val Kilmer, the George Clooney, all the Christian Bales, he's an action star. He's a billionaire who beats up muggers. It's not that. But in the Robert Pattinson one, he's a freaking detective, and I appreciate that. DC stands for Detective Comics. That's what DC like it. He was a detective, and this movie's rad.
Yeah, so good, so good.
As is this one.
Yeah,
Joker.
No, another one. I'm excited for the.
I'm
Actually,
so
I
excited
did
for
got the pre-order notification the other day. I locked my shit in for
yeah.
next month. I think it's early October is when that one's coming.
That sounds right. I need to go. I need to get my tickets.
I got sweet seats. Yo, shout out.
Where do you go? AMC?
Cineapolis, Gaithersburg.
Cineapolis?
When I say it's, there's two places. There's two.
That's a fun word to say.
I think it.
No, I don't.
I might be saying it wrong.
I
Ronan, do you know the theater I'm talking about?
Nope, I go to Alamo.
Okay, so this is in the Ketlins of Gaithersburg. I know I'm saying those words right, but it might be Sinopolis or like some fucking.
For the record, we're sticking with Cineapolis.
If you know Giuseppe's Pizza's up in there. But anyway, side point, it's every joint's like recliner shit. They got blankets up in this bitch, like warm blankets for you if you want. Waiters to the seat.
All of the jokes I want to say right now are super not okay.
It's really, really, really nice. It's great though. When you think about it.
No, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm just saying, would you want to use a communal blanket at a movie theater?
It's warm and sanitized.
I agree with half of that sentence.
Bro, I got the last Beetlejuice popcorn little tin. I was just so excited. Oh my God. This shit, like, it was so great. That's why I'm wearing this shit. I had such a good time, but the movie
thought
was so good.
Beetlejuice was better than the original.
It was the first movie I saw in quite some time that I remember being blown away. Because, like, even I did Barbenheimer at this same theater, like both Friday and then Saturday. Back to back, baby. Biggest weekend
on the same
ever.
day or sequential days?
No, Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
So like that was like such a big movie moment for me. And like that weekend when it happened, I was like so happy to have been a part of it, right? And like, but those movies didn't blow me away. Or like Oppenheimer didn't blow me away. I enjoyed it, but it didn't blow me away. Like how Beetlejuice, it was just like a surprise blow. It's like an unexpected BJ. Big, no cap, but like it's a surprise
That's
blow.
what the blankets are for.
Surprise blew me away. It blew me away. No cap. Like how good it was. I was not expecting. I almost
really enjoyed
was
it.
expecting sometimes. Well, I don't have to do that actually now anymore. I gotta give shit props to my wife, bro. She really grew on the cinema tree these last couple months to where like she's like finding movies of like our collection now she's into, and like
Okay.
anytime we go, she's into it. But like I remember they're going through. She learned English since the last 3 years. We've been married, and she's been here.
Did
and
she
like,
not speak English when you met her?
Dead ass, no, like zero. Like, hello, how are you?
I have so many questions right now.
Hi, friend. I've like taught her English.
So,
Like, not me directly.
But you
She's
don't
learned
speak
on her
Portuguese.
own. Oh, she spoke broken English the way I speak broken Portuguese. Like,
Okay.
eu sou Johnny. De onde você é? Like, I know very basic questions. Hi, like, my name is this. Eu sou vendedor de carro. Usado. I am a used car salesman. That's how I say. Like, I know very basic. Mom, dad, mother-in-law,
Gotcha.
father-in-law. Like, so, and
first
I can
semester
really.
Portuguese 101.
Well, and like we're going to Brazil on November 1st, so like I'm so hyped for that shit. We're gonna be there for 3 weeks, and I've now met my in-laws though 4 times, and so like every time like I'm learning more words and shit from them, and the physical body language. Like it's so
Okay.
yeah, I guess it's different, but that's about how much I have now. That's about how much she had with English, and she already spoke Spanish fluently. She lived in Mexico a little bit, and her like. She did the travel school shit. I forget what you call that.
Yeah.
As a kid. Nah, it's crazy. She's working on French now. My wife's a fucking badass hustler with that shit. But that's what I'm saying, bro. At first, this movie stuff, I'd have to like explain to her and try to justify and be like, we're in a
2
Batman movie,
questions.
be like this. And like now, it's like she's just she was so into it too, so blown away
When
too.
you watch movies, do you use subtitles? And
Always.
if yes, what language?
English.
Okay.
And then when we watch Portuguese things, also I use in English, like for me.
Okay.
But I now can't watch, like when we watch movies at home, or even if I watch something on my own at home, I put on subtitles now, and I put the volume low so she could sleep. And like I can like I pick up things now that I didn't pick up fucking before because of subtitles. It's crazy how subtitles be. I do this thing now when I'm sampling with music shit. I go through this thing called Play Phrase. It's the coolest app ever. Like you fucking, I just gotta like shout out. I've been meaning to talk about this. Like I'm so obsessed with it. But whenever you're doing music, or not music, but whenever you're looking for a phrase, like let's do Kirk. There's gonna be so many, bro.
For Kirk?
Yeah,
just a
you just
Scottish
type in.
church.
Look, yeah, 589. You type in whatever it is, and it'll start playing movie quotes and slide through every quote, and then it like goes through every genre of every movie.
You're gonna
and
have
then
lots of Star Trek in there.
No, yeah, for Kirk, but like
Yeah.
what I'm saying is like on this one I did recently, like I learned how a word was spelled, so that's ultimately another way. Dodges. Let's see if Johnny spelled it correct, because this is like a unique. Oh no. Kill. I guess I can't spell now. But no, one of the sample I found for my song shit, ultimately, my most exciting part was I learned how to spell the word dodgiest. Like something's dodgy, it's not cool. Like I just remember being like, well, that's another reason why I love subtitles though. Because like when I see the subtitles, like I learn how certain words are spelled, and I'm like, like when I have I'm a visual learner.
Me too.
So I guess that when I can visualize the words, and like with learning Portuguese, you visualize the words, like it truly does help, or makes a difference. Makes a big difference for me, bro. Blowing me away. So tell me about another thing I wanted to ask you about. The it's funny. My brain just went to like fuck, Mary, kill us. What do you call it? Your list?
My shoot on sight list.
Shoot on sight. You shoot on sight list.
My shoot on sight list.
Bang,
so
bang.
When I was 16 years old, and I decided when I was 12 years old, I decided I was going to work in film, and that never went away. At 16, I had amassed a massive collection of VHS tapes because DVDs weren't a thing yet, like at all. And so I had this mass collection, and so I started like. And everyone was like, well, you need to do them alphabetical or by genre and alphabetical. And I didn't do that. I did them by director or by star or by kind of theme. People would come in, they're like, how are these organized? I was like, emotionally, like,
Emotionally.
like they make sense for me. And I started amassing these, like, I loved Kevin Smith and I loved Tim Burton and I loved M. Night Shyamalan. 16-year-old Kirk.
Wow. I think 3 of these people are on Brendan's list. Brendan from last week. Oh, those people were on like his fucking list.
Kevin Smith.
Wow.
Kevin Smith, Mallrats specifically. Clerks was fine, but Mallrats loved it. M. Night, I loved Unbreakable. That didn't come out when I was 16. It came out when I was 18. But like, these three directors, I was like, these are like my holy trinity of directors. Everything they do is right. Tim Burton, M. Night, Kevin Smith.
Kill on Sight.
No, those were my holy trinity. And then I started watching other movies, and so Tim Burton did.
There's a Tim Burton 3-pack in there, yo. I'm a big Tim Burton fan.
Yeah.
Is it 4? Here, I think
4.
this one. Oh wow, no, see, Johnny got 7. That's what I'm saying. I'm a Tim Burton fan, dog.
So I loved Tim Burton, and he did Batman 1 and 2. I thought was awesome. But Joel Schumacher at that time came out with Batman 3, Batman and Robin, which I think on this podcast today I've made my opinion on quite clear. Anyway, quite clear. And I was like, man, when I moved to Hollywood and I go out there, I will be like, I'm a hustler. I'm going to meet everyone. I'm going to do everything. But if I ever meet Joel Schumacher, I don't even think I can be polite. I don't even think that I will be nice to him. I'll be like,
I can't even be polite.
So I started my shoot on sight list, and then
I get where you're meeting now.
It's my shoot on sight. It's like I can't even be polite. I can't even be polite.
If I have my Starbucks cup, I'm
and you're just like, excuse me, open the door.
I might just accidentally I would happily fake trip and fall and just smash my coffee at the ground on some people sometimes in my head. I'd never do this. I never done. But you think about it, you think damn, I'm
a pretty nice guy.
Shoot him up.
And so I was talking to Brendan last week, and he's like, Uwe Boll. I'm like, no, I have no issues with Uwe Boll. Uwe Boll is a garbage director. He's terrible at his job, and he's never made a cogent thought on film ever. But that's not how you get on my shoot on sight list. Because
how do you get on?
You have to show that you know better. Uwe Boll, good for you, man. You're talentless, but you have people that'll give you money. That's a talent.
It's true. 8 minutes.
I appreciate
it's a talent
that you have no talent but can still work. Good for you. That's Uwe Boll. But Lost Boys and Falling Down are perfect cinema, and those are Joel Schumacher. Lost Boys.
Damn, you knew better.
You knew better. You're a sellout. You left filmmaking.
He went to Alden used to call this paycheck film. When I used to show him a song or some shit, he wouldn't even listen. He's like, I'm not listening to this bullshit. Paycheck single.
George Lucas.
I used to say paycheck singles, bro.
George Lucas's original 3 are masterpieces because he had not that much to do with them.
Oh wow, happy 420. Bang bang. That's right, yo, make a wish, motherfucker. Take a hit.
He his original 3 films, he was the creative auteur of, but he didn't direct them. He oversaw them. He was the arbiter of them. He understood what he needed to be successful, and he understood what other people needed to be successful. And so the original trilogy is masterful. He then moved on to the Indiana Jones, kind of working with Steven Spielberg, working with Lucasfilm and stuff like that. He knew what his strengths were. He knew what masterful. Then he got some money. He got completely insane, and then we came to the new ones, and he was just like, money, money, money,
money, money, money, money,
and he shit all over everything. If I met George Lucas, I don't know that I could be nice to him. I don't know that I could be like.
I don't know.
I don't. He's not a firm on my shoot on sight list, but I started to get on my shoot on sight list. You don't have to be bad. Uwe Boll, mad respect. You're terrible at your job, but I respect you. I don't like you, but I respect it. But if you show that you are capable of just absolute perfection and then shit on your fans, I got nothing for you.
I got nothing.
And there are swing and misses. There are people that I was like, that was not there. Rian Johnson, one of my absolute favorite directors, who is, for the record, responsible for Star Wars 8, which is by far the worst one. But you're allowed to have a swing and a miss. It's not a one-strike system.
Yeah.
He did Brick, best film ever made. I don't care. Come at me.
We got that on our list. Me and Brendan are going to do this live stream watch of that. That's the one where he's in the name, right?
Yeah.
The lead character's name is Brendan, right?
Right.
That's what I thought.
So Brick, his second film was Brothers Bloom. Wasn't great, wasn't bad. It was like, okay, fine, whatever. Yeah. He then went on to make every single worthwhile episode of Breaking Bad. Every episode of Breaking Bad.
Oh, we talked about this before,
Every episode of Breaking Bad that you could quote was a Rian Johnson one.
Breaking Bad. Motherfucking Breaking Bad, bro. We love that shit. The best of the best episodes are Rian Johnson. They're his episodes.
Or Rian Johnson. And then he went on to do Star Wars 8, and for that, I will just give him the pass of pretending I don't know that. And then
I enjoyed it. It's fine.
It's
like
not.
You said. You said earlier. From whatever you said, you were like, it's fine.
It's not.
That's it for me. It's fine. high pitch, fine.
But then he went on to Knives Out and Glass Onion, Knives Out, and like
So good.
He has figured out his pacing. He's figured himself out. I'm okay. Rian Johnson is now on my holy trinity because I think that he's truly good and he's figured out his niche. But the shoot on sight list, yeah, I mean it's a dynamic list, but it's Brian De Palma, George Lucas. Like,
I'm trying to think of who I would have because like I'm such an asshole in a good way for shitty movies. I love shitty movies because like I always find some shit out of them. I don't know. Drawing a blank for directors, I'd do that too. There's more actors, I'd do that too, like Jared Leto, or like fucking.
You don't really respect Jared Leto just because he's like an abusive asshole? Come on, man, that's cancel culture. Sorry,
but like, yeah, bro, like now it's just like, yeah, no, I guess I have more actors where I'm just like, what the fuck, yo, like on some shit where I just, yeah, I wouldn't hold the door for you. No. That's as much as shoot on sight for me. My chivalry goes away.
No, that's kind of what
I'm not gonna say please. I'm not gonna hold the door.
But it's like yeah, I worked in Hollywood for a long time. And you learn to kiss ass. To
we
people
used to ding dong ditch when I was a kid, and we'd like draw a little pentagram with nail polish remover, light on fire. I might want to do that. That's it.
Yeah, like I worked in Hollywood where you have to suck up to people. I worked for Harvey Weinstein, man.
Ouch.
Like, I mean, you have to suck up to people that you think are just deplorable. But there are people that I was like, I don't think I could hold the door for Joel Schumacher. He's dead now. But like,
maybe
hurt my
in
feelings
the
so
afterlife
bad.
down below, bro, in the waiting line.
We're not going to the same place.
He said, we are not going to this.
I want to be really clear here. I'm not specifying where I think he's going or where I'm going. I just know it won't be to the same place.
Fair point. Fair enough. Fair enough. TBD.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
So do you want to wrap us up with something?
No, I'm trying to think if they're really other. I really wanted to hit you on the shoot on site. I really wanted to touch on the
fact that you don't know who Macaulay Culkin is.
I do. Okay, it was a misstep. It was a
in
misstep.
the last episode of this very show,
Johnny
misrepresented Haley Joel Osment as
took
Macaulay
my Addy
Culkin.
At 9 a.m. Didn't put the second.
He was talking about how he really liked Macaulay Culkin in what was the movie? It wasn't Secondhand Lions. It was
I'm just
it was
sure
Pay It Forward.
If you hear a 420 alarm, that also means in my head Adderall number 2.
Yeah,
and it's like how I come back to earth.
I love Macaulay Culkin and Pay It Forward, and that was Haley Joel Osment.
Yes. Yeah, that little crazy motherfucker. Yo, but then I do know like Macaulay Culkin. Yeah, I know this motherfucker. He dated Mila Kunis
like
before
8 years.
Ashton Kutcher.
Yep.
Whose mind did I just fucking blow away? Literally.
No,
have you seen that 90s show?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
No.
I fell in love like a day ago. Damn, why didn't you like it?
Because I lived through the 90s and that's not it. The fashion.
I'm in 97, baby. So it's just more like the 2000s.
I was born in
maybe.
82. So I was like the age those kids
were. You were
and
the high school 90s.
We weren't wearing that. We weren't talking like that. That's not how the houses looked. That's not how our grandparents' houses looked. This is just a cash grab. No. That 70s show?
That was like that fast food. I enjoyed that cash grab. I love that 90s show. Very.
It was okay.
Stoner food, bro.
Everything's good when you're stoned.
I guess, man. I don't know. I literally was like finding like quotes where I was like, I'm gonna pull that quote and fucking do my thing.
Fair
enough, man. Well, thank you so much, man, for coming on here. We're getting down to a minute or last minute. I'm trying to think, what movies do you have on your list coming up here? Do you have any movies you want to see? Any movie coming in the theater other than Joker?
The minute you asked, my brain went blank. But yes, the Joker and Harley, and I cannot tell you how Lady Gaga might be the absolute best Harley Quinn. I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, this shit looks unreal. I was a little monster all through my childhood.
I was blown away by the Joker one, how they pulled that off. I'm so excited about it. There's a few others that I'm just kind of blanking on at the moment, but no, that's probably the number one on my list right now is the Joker and Harley.
Yeah, and like we said before, Beetlejuice.
So good.
Gotta go check that shit out if you haven't. It's better than the original, and it'll just blow you away. I saw, well, actually, you know what? I'll leave it for you. If you go see it, you'll see some trailers. There's 2 trailers in that one that I want to talk about. We're down to 20 seconds on with it.
Awesome. And it can't be 59 minutes with Johnny if we stick to that one.
Oh, something else I wanted to touch on. Shout out the Zero Nick Vapes.
Zero Nick Vapes.
Absolutely. They will wake you up when September ends, because we will see you next time. Thank you.
Wow.
Alrighty.